Bisque firing that glass over the top just ended up being garbage. So because I'm running a bisque run, I started thinking, I know I'm melting this glass way too hot at cone 5. And my bisque run is cone 05. So I want to do this. I want some red glaze so I can see, do I get any red glaze on top of this fully fired piece? This piece is really cool. I made this in 2018. I think there was a video, but it looks good already. And you see, I picked it because it has this shoulder that already kind of looked like it had a tendency to make drips break. So, and we're going to prop this up in the kiln tonight. And I'm going to set this on top. We're going to fire that at a cone 05. And I want to see, I would love to see this just look gooey, and it's going to make it craze no matter what, but I'm very curious to see how much differently it flows. And if it looks like it's really drippy, like what I'm going for, then we're going to go ahead and do a full glazing on these and actually wait for the next bisque run, and I'll melt the glass on top of these in the bisque. But only if this test comes out. So let's get this in the kiln, let's fire it and find out what happens. Okay, I did not think I was going to show you this, but wanted you to see bisque firing that glass over the top just ended up being garbage. So it's been sitting outside, it's a little dusty, but I'm throwing it in this glaze run, and we're gonna try to get at least a shine back onto it, and we'll see how badly we've ruined it. Here it is out of the kiln. I am kind of surprised. I still think I liked the piece prior to melting, but it's nice and shiny, obviously. The top, where the glass kind of left the old glaze there, I think that's kind of interesting looking. But notice no bubbles. All of the other trials that I've made, they had some sort of blisters or, some sort of bubbles, but no, not this. So let me get this thing snapped out of here and we'll take a closer look. Well, like I said, I don't think it's an improvement on the piece. I really actually like this piece, but it is nice that it is so smooth. No bubbles. So tell me, what do you think? It's the best attempt yet, and I don't know if it's an improvement just over the glaze itself, but I don't know. Well, I thought this worked out well enough to try it one more time. I'm loading up a glaze kiln, and so I wanted to show you this bottle I threw. What I have here is I have a little bit of white on the bottom and I have white inside, and then I've dipped the whole thing in floating blue and then dipped it over the top in seafoam. You can see it's kind of cracking. It's a cold day. I didn't let it dry enough, and I have a little bit of dripping of the white, but it doesn't matter because we're going to fire it with the glass like before. But first I want to put some red on, so let's try to do that. Okay, so I have some Coyote really red glaze, and I just want to goop some up here and just in some different spots, and hopefully we'll see how much does it pool or get washed away. Ugh, I stuck it right in the glaze. That's what I want. Alright, well, I'm going to get the rest of the kiln loaded. We'll let this dry, and we will fire it with this jar stuck on top. Alright, so it's out of the kiln. Ignore that crack right there, that's why I double bowled it. And it worked, I got a little drip. Ooh, new hammer. Look at that. All right, let's take a look. Okay, so you can get a sense, I hope, of, even though it's crazed, really thick glass. I've got a little bit of bubbling there. This kind of junky metallic lava, I don't know. Like I said, when I first saw it, I thought it just looks kind of like a mess, but in the right setting, it's kind of interesting. You can see where the glass failed to go over some of the floating blue. Little bit of red. I think I'm gonna grind these off. I may actually make another little wooden foot that kind of holds it up off of the surface of the furniture. But what do you think? Am I wasting my time? Does this just look like garbage? Or is this interesting?